everyone, it's Wendy from Fingersticks Gallery. So we're going to do a Memorial Day 4th of July type pour. My mom wanted a 4th of July painting, but since tomorrow is Memorial Day, this one's going to be near and dear to my heart. I'm from a military family, and my husband was in the military, so I want to say thank you to everybody, past, present, future, for your service, and my thoughts and prayers are with everybody who has been touched by the military in some way, which should be everybody living in our wonderful country. This one I did, I think I do have a video on this one, I'm not sure, but it was a balloon smash, and it turned out really cool. It's with metallic paints. So we're gonna do, I don't know if it's called a puddle pour, or I don't exactly know what this is called, but basically we're gonna pour the paints in little puddles and then spread them out with a stick to make them look maybe like fireworks. On one of my last videos I did, as I want to show everybody my previous paintings, this was the peacock inspired painting that turned out really, really pretty. I'm pretty proud of this one. It's really gorgeous. The copper is metallic, so when I either resin this, varnish this, whatever I'm going to do, those metallics will really stand out. Today we're doing it on the board, so the canvas board. They warp. There was nothing I could do about it. I laid it completely flat. It still warped. So what you can do is just spritz the back a little bit with water, put it on a towel, and then put something really heavy down on top of that. Leave that sucker there for like a week. And then maybe put it in a frame, a glass frame, because these suckers, they do warp, but they were super cheap, and I'm doing experiments. So that's why I'm using these. So again, I really hope everybody takes a little bit of time to think about our men and women in our military that are no longer with us, who either died in service or like my grandparents who served very faithfully to our country and are no longer with us. So I always, take the weekend to reflect on what everybody has done for us in their service. So it's not just a 3-day holiday weekend. It is a period of remembrance. So I really hope everybody can understand that. Okay, these are all metallic folk art products. We're doing the pearl white, the bright red, and then sapphire. So all three of these, or the blue sapphire, all three of these are in these cups. I also added what I love so much, this folk art extreme glitter hologram paint. I added probably a quarter of this paint to these. It does show up a little bit. What I do, if you want to have glitter in your paint, I mix it with the pouring medium, add your glitter, add your mica powder, which I love these guys. They come in a variety of colors, but you can't mix them in paint because the paint will coat the color and they'll disappear. However, I have found if you mix the powder or your glitter with your pouring medium and then use that as you would like a regular paint, since the pouring medium dries clear, you will have mica powder streaks, or however you want to do that in your paintings. So, and then these metallics, I'm only going to mix, probably, I'm just going to eyeball it, maybe 25% pouring medium to paint, because I really don't want these colors to run all together. I want the paint to be a little bit thicker. So, and then on the background, we're going to mix the hologram paint with the pouring medium. And then I'm going to mix it on the background because I like to prep the canvas first. It tends to have your paint flow a lot easier. Plus, in between the puddles is going to be that really sparkly holographic paint. Because my thought behind this, and I've never done one like this particular one before. I've done puddle pours. They've turned out really neat. But not one like this, especially as patriotic as we're going to make it. Okay, so if you can see this, it's, well, these are thin sticks, but without it, trying to get it without it being gloopy for you, it's a little bit thick. So don't be scared that I'm doing this a little bit thicker, okay? Because that's kind of what I want. The metallics, I don't know, they kind of tend to morph a little bit and change. Just when I think I got the consistency just perfect, you wait a little while and then they'll thicken up like these guys did. They thickened up so much. So this is just my pouring medium, which for you beginners, this is a perfect pouring medium in my opinion to start out. It is 50% Floetrol, 50% Elmer's glue all. It's just such an easy ratio to remember. And typically, I use mostly Apple Barrel products because if you've seen my other videos, I've kind of complained that we don't have a craft store around here. It's about an hour and a half away to get to a decent craft store. So, and the only stores around us, and they're still 45 minutes away, that carry any sort of art products at all is Walmart. So that's all we got here. We're in a small rural community and I love it. Okay, so I'm just prepping the canvas a little bit, running my fingers over the side to make sure we've got the glitter over the side to make the paint flow freely. Okay. All right, now, so my thought behind this, and again, I have not done this particular way before, so we're kind of in it together. We're going to do red, white, and blue splotches. We're going to not do them in the same pattern necessarily, but we're going to see. So, and it's going to be kind of random because they're going to spread out just a little bit. So we'll do red. Sorry about this little glare coming through. It's from my window. It's in the evening. Ooh, that white got really thick. White, blue. That white thickened up so much. I'm actually kind of surprised. And that holographic paint too, it can make things thicken up quite a bit and act kind of funny. So if you have time to let your paint sit for a while, that would be the best. Because if you stir it like crazy like I do, you're going to have bubbles and the bubbles can create cells. I don't have any oil in these guys, so we'll see. So, red's starting to thicken up too. White. And we'll do if you hear some chaos outside, it's my sheep running amok. Blue, oops, trying to get them as centered as I can because I do have an idea. I'm going to try to spread them out a little bit so they look like fireworks maybe. Oops, now get back here. Red, we'll do another red guy down here. So, in the lieu of me losing track, I'm going to do one at a time, I think. It happens when I talk to you guys a lot. I lose track as to what I'm doing. Now, I'm also going to spread these out. So, I'm not going to pour a whole lot because they will spread out. So, okay, so on that guy, we'll do white. And yeah, guys, if I were you, I would definitely fast forward through this unless you want to watch every little step. Because this is going to take a little bit to get done. And these colors are going to dry darker. So the red actually looks kind of pink, but it will dry red. So if you see this and it's starting to look like a cartoon, don't worry, it will dry darker. So red, white. And this weekend, actually a few days ago, my husband and I went to Spokane and I got LASIK eye surgery. I'm so happy. I can actually see now. It's incredible. It wasn't necessarily painful either. They numb the heck out of your eyes, but I think the only thing that was really, really unnerving, and the doctor was great. I mean, he talks to you the whole time, but what was a little bit unnerving to me was They clamp your eye open, which it really doesn't bother you because your eye is so numb. But he also clamped this suction device over your eye. So of course you don't want to move when you're, getting the LASIK, and when they're removing, like opening the flap on your eye to do the surgery. That was like the worst part. It literally only took a fraction of a second to like clamp that suction onto my eyeball. But if I had to complain about anything, that would have been the worst part. But again, it lasted just a second. But getting up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom and being able to see without your glasses, pretty priceless. Oh, and I just goobered up that guy. I was trying to do it double-handed here, but oops. Got a little tree ring pour going on that one a little bit. Got a little colors touching. Okay, maybe I'll do a little bit closer on this side. There's been a lot of people online, and oh my gosh, I've tried to stay off the internet a lot more lately because it's just a bunch of drama anyway, and all the news you hear online on social media, oh my gosh, so much of it is not true. And so I got a lot of people posting, thank you to everybody who's serving. And well, Memorial Day is to remember those who are no longer with us, who have served. Veterans Day is for the veterans who are no longer serving. Armed Forces Day is for the people that are currently serving. So try to remember that. I mean, it's always good if you meet somebody who's been in the military or going into the military or in the military to, thank them, and especially if they've been in combat. Those guys, they really do need a lot of support. Okay, what am I doing here? Let's do a white one over here. White, blue, red. Yeah, let's do that. Ah, kind of looks like an eyeball. And one reason why I'm making this paint quite a bit thicker is because the colors that I'm choosing can tend to they can turn into pink and they can turn into purple. And they can turn into very, very light blue. So think about your color placement when you're doing these kind of pours, and your consistency in the paint. I've had a lot of paints that turn, like of course the red and the blue together is going to turn purple. The white and the red together are going to turn pink. So if you make your paints just a little bit thicker, the likelihood of those combining and creating off colors that you don't want, the chances are a lot less. I'm not going to say there's zero chance of that happening, but it really is a lot less. And either way you look at it, you're still going to get some sort of mixture. Like when we spread these out with a stick, yeah, we're probably going to get a little bit of mixing together. I was trying to do these suckers that's kind of random, so hopefully it's random enough. We'll see. And this is going to be a long video, guys. I'm really sorry. The program that I have to edit is a free program, and it doesn't have the capabilities that I really like to fast forward certain parts of the video and go at normal speed on certain parts of the video. I'm working on it though, I promise. So on my videos, I started putting a link to my PayPal account. So if anybody wants to donate, the money will actually be going to a good cause. For one, it'll be going to a lot more beginners videos with a lot more editing. That if I can do more editing, I could get a better program. And then anything else is probably going towards our animals and anything they need. Not that we need money from other people to take care of our animals, but it doesn't hurt. Okay. So yeah, anybody who wants to donate or tip artists, a lot of artists are using PayPal for a tip service or just to donate and say, hey, thanks for the video. So I am at absolutely no means saying that we need to do that, but a lot of well-known artists who videotape their work are doing that now. So, okay. I think that might be it. And then I'm going to show you some really cool pours that it's doing around the side too. Okay, so we're going to see if this is going to be too thick here. So again, I usually prep my canvases with a little bit of paint. Usually it's a little bit more watery than what I'm doing because it does help the paint slide around a little bit better. So the paint doesn't tend to roll over on itself as much if you prep the canvas. And yeah, you're always going to lose some of the pretty guys over the edges, and that's just name of the game. It happens. And if you want to help it along too, here's a trick. You dab around the edges. This paint will probably come off, so you're not going to see it. But if you help it, it'll help flow over the edges a little bit better. Oops. My cup stuck to the bottom. So yeah, the perk, I don't know if it's a perk, but when you do thicker paints, it does take a little bit longer. And I am really impatient when it comes to spreading out my paints. I am really, really bad at this. So when I'm by myself, I go really, really quickly, and I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't, but I do. So if you take your time, you can see that bottom there looks really cool. If you take your time, the results will definitely be worth it if you just take a little bit of time and go a little bit slower. So I actually think I'm going to go add just a little white in the middle of him because that one's pretty big. Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to take just a regular old stir stick and actually I'm going to get a paper towel ready too. Okay, so we're going to go out. Oops. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but and this technique, I've done it on cupcakes or on cookies. I've done this on Christmas cookies. And when I'm making snowflakes, it looks really, really cool to make snowflakes on frosting. And yeah, I'm going a little bit quickly because I know the video already is going to be somewhat long. So again, fast forward me, please. And if you're finding you're not getting the, oh darn it, I'm trying not to slip up like that. You find that you're not getting the definition because I'm turning my stick sideways. You can always go this way, but it tends to go down to the canvas a little bit too far for my taste. Okay, since we got those guys outward, then we can take the edges and go inward. So when this does dry, it's going to have a lot of glitter in there. And I'm going to order a decal for this. And I will give another shout out to Vinyl Disorder. If you use the code STIX, S-T-I-X, at checkout, you will get a discount. So Vinyl Disorder is a great company. I mean, really, their customer service is fantastic. So that's a big reason why I like to give them a shout out, because finding a company that has really, really good customer service these days seems like it's kind of few and far between, to be honest with you. So on this, I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know. They've got a lot of patriotic stuff. They seem like a very patriotic company. Land of the free, home of the brave is actually one of my favorite sayings. So we are very, very proud Americans in this family. So we give back quite a bit. All right, one more little guy over here. Try not to overlap so much on the other ones, but I'm really glad I put the white in there. So anyway, that is pretty much it. I am going to torch this. So for you beginners, if you don't like to use propane, but if you do, you always keep a fire extinguisher on hand, please. Well-ventilated area. I actually walked in to our storage area one day in our camping supplies. One of these propane bottles, not this one, had started leaking. So, and the whole place smelled like propane. So always keep these in a well-ventilated area and not inside your house, because you never know when they can start a fire. But you can also use your hot breath to blow slowly on your painting. That will pop the bubbles. Now, if you like the texture of the bubbles, you can leave them. But me, I hate texture on my paintings unless I'm meaning for it to be there. So the purpose of you popping the bubbles is just to, if you want to create cells with oil, that helps a lot. But more or less for this painting, it's just going to be to pop the bubbles so it dries smoothly. And it doesn't take much. So I usually do it a couple times. I'll wait 10 or 15 minutes and then do it again. So, alrighty. I'm going to go in for a close-up, guys. So hang on. All right. So here we go. It's really, really pretty. And again, it's going to dry a little bit darker. So if it does look a little bit pink, it will darken up a little bit. So again, everybody, please have a very safe, fun, happy Memorial Day, and take a minute to reflect as to really why we celebrate this holiday. So happy Memorial Day. God bless. And you will see me next time.